Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Donnie's Crochet, and today we're gonna learn about two things. We're going to make a bralette, a bikini, just a bikini, simple bikini, and we are also going to learn how to do a double crochet. Yes, so what you are going to need for this video is a tape measure, your choice of yarn, and your hook, of course your hook. So before we start, there are a few basic things you need to know before you make a cap for a bikini. Here I've tried to simplify it for you guys, and these are just a few samples of cap size. There's cap A, B, C, D, and I've put together A and B as I consider them as a size small. A C cup, I've considered it as a medium, and a D, I'm going to consider it as a large. Now, what you need to do first when you're making the foundation, this red part, the foundation part of the cup, I usually use the same measurement for each cup, for each sizes, that is small, medium and large. I use 3.5 inches. 3.5 is from here to here, and it gives me a very good foundation for my bikini cap here. So this is what I mean when I say the foundation. This is where you're going to start your work. So from here to here, my measurement is always 3.5 inches for all the sizes. So what you also need to know is that how I know how to increase the size for the cap is I usually measure 1 inch more for a bigger cap. So let's say this is a size, I make this for me, this is a size medium. I'm a C cap, which means I'm going to do 10 rounds. This is, the rounds is like this. You will go like this, you'll be working like this, and then you come back like this. You go like this, clockwise, anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise. So for a size medium, my size is gonna take me 10 rounds of those going clockwise and anti-clockwise. For a size small, it's going to take 7 rounds. So if you start working from here, you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to here. So it would look something like this. Let me try and adjust it. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is what a cap for a size small would look like. And then now for a size large, what I already have, I would add now 3 more rounds, and that 3 more rounds is supposed to be an inch. Let's measure. So in short, for a cap larger, I add 1 inch each. So 1, 2, 3 rounds, yeah, is supposed to measure around 1 inch. So if it's size small, you'll do 7 rounds. To get to a size medium, you add an inch from that. Now for me, depending, all this is depending on the type of stitch you're using. Because I'm using double crochets, it's going to be 3 rounds. If I would be using single crochet, it would be probably 6 rounds, half of this. And if I'm maybe perhaps I would be using larger stitches than this, it will also vary. But how to know you're on the right track, just make sure you always measure, and you make sure that it is 1 inch to increase to the cup size you want, or to ensure you're on the right track. So what else is written here? Yes, for that, that is what you will need. So let's start and make this cup, the other cup. So I had already shown you in my previous video how I do my foundation, and I would prefer to use that foundation because it just gives me a better working surface to compare to the normal foundation people use. So the first thing, I'm going to create a slip knot. After creating a slip knot, I'm going to create I'll still call them chains. I'm going to create 20 chains, but now for mine, you know how I do it differently. So that would count as my 1. This would be counting as my 1, 2, 3, 4. You can pause or you can just go with me. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other way is usually much faster. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So like, you should when you measure this, it's going to be 3.5 as I had said. So we are going to continue, and now to start working, you're going to, from this point, you're going to create a double crochet. Yes, so to do that, you're going to chain 2, and that is going to count as your first stitch. And then now we're going to be working in between the V's. You can see this V's, the V's along this line, and you're going to be working in between them. So from there, you make sure you work into each stitch. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now I'm at 19 because I didn't count the first nini I made, the first crochet I made, the first double crochet I made. So in short, we are on the 20th. And when you get to the 20th, what you're going to do is you're going to do 2 sets of double crochets, and then you chain one, and then you do another same set of double crochets in the same area. So this is where I am. I'm doing the first one, and then the second one, and then I do 1 chain. I like to do this as compared to doing 5, because when I'm working in rounds, I find it much easier to work in between that space 1 instead of working into that 1 chain that is supposed to be here. So that chain 1 is supposed to replace that 1 double crochet that is usually placed here to create that triangle effect. So I've done a set of double crochets, chain 1, and again a set of double crochets. Then I like to weave in my work as I go along. So what you're going to do is continue your way down up to the last stitch. And I forgot to, for the beginners, to show you how to do a double crochet. So what you do is you wrap your yarn around the hook, you go into this first V that you see here, then you pull it under, then you go under 2, then you go under the last 2, and you're going to do this up to the end. Let's try again. You wrap your yarn around the hook, you go in first, you go in between the V, then you wrap the yarn on your hook, and this part is supposed to help you to pull it to the other side like that. Then you pull it under 2, again under 2, again pull, under 2, under 2, again under 2, under 2. So you're going to do the same thing until you get to the end. You can forward or just go with me, and whatever pace you are using, that's okay. So that's the last part of my end. I've weaved it in, so need to get to the end. And there's a big mistake where many people do, especially when you're a beginner, when making the caps. When they get to the end, they really don't go in the last stitch, and that will not give your bikini cap a good base. It will start to look like you are decreasing at the bottom, and it will look like you're also trying to create another triangle at the bottom. So from this is my second last stitch. I know it looks like it's my last stitch, but it's my second last. As you can see here, I have 1, there's 1, and then there is 2. So you make sure you go into the last. And how I like to go into the last is I go where the previous crochet is from the other round. I go in between, I pull under 2, under 2. To go to the next round, you'll chain 2 as we did in the beginning, then you turn your work. Now as you turn your work, you can decide to work in between these holes. You can see these holes. holes, or you can decide to put it like this. Whichever way is much easier for you, use that way, and you'll do the same. You'll go up in between the holes of these, whichever is much suitable for you, until you get to the top. Then I'll tell you what to do at the top. This is round 2, remember we are doing round 2. We have finished round 1, and we are going to go 10 rounds for my cup size, which is a C cup, and that is size medium according to how I size it. That is you're almost there. You'll go until you reach the chain 1 space that we created. Okay, we are almost there. Now we have the chain 1. Remember not yet. The chain 1 is right here. Okay, do this last stitch. Okay, now the chain 1 is here. You'll obviously see it because it creates a space. So when you reach here, what you're going to do is what you did in the first round. You create 2 sets of double crochets. So that is the first set, a pair, that is 2. After doing 2, you chain 1. Again, you go in the same space, you create 2 again. Now other people also make a mistake of, there's a way that your work can hide the first stitch when you're going back in this side. So make sure you always pull it back like this so that you can see the first space you're supposed to be working into. Then you work into it and you go to the bottom. Then when you reach the bottom, you chain 2, turn your work and continue up. When you reach up again to this chain 1 again, you do 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then you continue working until you reach here, like that, until you reach the 10th round. That is for me. If you're doing a size small, you're going to do 7 rounds. If you're doing a size large, you're going to do 13. Now that I've finished my 10th round, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we're going to work on the edge, this all round, still with the same yarn. So basically, to make a neat edge, you're going to be needing the hook and the yarn still attached, and you're going to work in single crochets. So you're going to work in single crochets all round. From your last stitch, you'll go in twice. You'll be doing 2 single crochets in each double crochet, if that makes sense. So this here, you're going to work, but you're going to chain 1 first to create a nice edge, and then you're going to work your first single crochet, then your second. You'll be working 2 of each in each double crochets. So this is the base we are working on first. You're going to go all round. You can decide to do 1 whole round or go 2, depending on your preference. This is just meant to make it more sturdy and to create a nice area for where the straps are going to go through, because you're going to be working them in between these holes that have been created as you create your edge. Basically that's it. What I'll show you next is how to make a simple bikini straps. You can have them as long as you want or as short as you need them to be. The straps don't really have a specific measurement. You just measure with your heart. So when you reach the corner, make sure you always chain one first before you go in to go to the next area that you're going to work on. So please comment down below and tell me what you would like me to show you more, and I'd like to interact with you guys even on Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram at Donny Crochets. It's the same all around on Facebook, Instagram, and even TikTok. For the next video, I think we are still going to work on this bikini, but now we're going to turn it into a bralette. Yeah, I'd like our work to be progressive, and hopefully after a bralette we can turn it into, we can do a bikini bottom to go with the bralette, and the bikini bottom eventually we can turn it into a onesie. I want us to be working in progress and to show you how you can use what you already have to create something different, to always play around with your designs as you work on your skills and to try and make it better. Yeah, so just continue working on your edge. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Let me tell you now. When you reach the chain one, just go in with a simple single crochet. Okay, so you see at the bottom we were working into the double crochet on the side, but now when you come to the sides, you're going to be working on top of the double crochets. So you'll just go in between the holes, in between the V's, that is, if you're going to look at it from this side, but if you're looking at it from this side, you're going to go in between the holes until you reach the very bottom. Yeah, so make sure you don't miss a stitch. I'm going to try and show you guys the outlook after I'm done doing this, after my bikini is finished. So just make sure you go in every stitch to the very end. You're almost there. Don't give up, and especially if you're a beginner, don't worry if I may look like I'm going fast. Trust me, when I was beginning I was much slower, and I started doing crochet in 2019, late 2019, and I actually learned from YouTube. So I'm grateful to other YouTubers that are always putting out their work out there for other people to learn from them. For me, it was personal. It really helped me get through a lot of things, and I'm glad to say that out of it, I was able to get a good hobby that has also been able to enable me to get cash from it. Yeah, so I'm grateful. If you're a beginner, don't give up, just keep practicing, you're going to get better at it. Yeah, now that you're at the end, I'm going to show you how to finish. You chain one, you pull it, and then you take your scissors and then you snip in between. Pull this other one and then you secure it by pulling it tight. Then you weave in your end, you go in between the holes and you pull it through. Keep pulling it through until it's secured in between the other stitches, like that. And when it's small like that, you can snip it, but be careful not to cut your work. So that's done. Let me put them side by side so that you can see. That is my work. And you can always, for beginners, it's a bit hard to tell your right side and your wrong side, but as for me, how I tell how my right side is and my wrong side is, I look at how the color is varying. The wrong side will always seem to be a bit lighter and a bit rough compared to the right side. It will take time before you actually can tell the difference, but don't worry. So let me show you. This is the right side and this is the wrong side. Yeah, so now I want us to work on the bikini straps. To work on the bikini straps, we are going to need our yarn, where I like to use two just for a bikini strap that is simple. I like to use two. So what I do is, you remember how I told you to remove yarn from this inside, and then I like to attach it with the other end. So you make sure both ends, you make use of both ends. You make a slip knot, and then basically you're going to chain as long as you need your straps to be. And if you are probably like, for me, I need how many straps? I need a total of 3 straps. So make sure, I like to make the straps a bit, to make them loose when I'm doing the chains, so that it doesn't seem like it's going to dig into your skin. It's going to be more gentle. So since I need 3 straps, I'm not going to be doing them separately. I like to just do one long strap and then I cut it in the sections that I feel is good for my bikini. So just keep going as long as you need your straps to be. Keep doing that to the very end, and when you reach the very end, you'll snip off, you'll cut it and snip off the end, then you'll pull, and then we'll work on how to divide your straps from one long strap. Yes, So make sure you like, subscribe to my channel, and also share and help me grow. I know I'm still my channel is still very small, but I am very hopeful that hopefully by the end of the year I can be somewhere, even if it's a goal of reaching just 1,000 subscribers. I'll be grateful to that. I'm not in a hurry to go anywhere, but as long as I can also share the knowledge that I've gathered from other crocheters and other YouTubers, I am always happy to help and happy to help you move on with your life if you're going through something. I'll always try to engage with you people, as sometimes I think that when you're working, when I used to watch YouTube channels and the crocheters now was just working and they were keeping quiet, it was hard for me to focus on my work. It was much more easier when I had them just talking and going on, even if it wasn't really concerning their work. I always found it was calming, and it was much better and easier to work as I had them speak, as I also worked on my projects. So yeah, I'll always try to keep you guys company as much as I can, talk as much as I can. Yeah, so let me finish up on this, and then I come back and show you how I divide the straps, then attach the straps to the bikini. After that, I'll show you guys the final outlook on me. My straps, the first long strap, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut at the middle. I hold these two together, the ends first. I hold it together, then find the midsection, and then I cut it. And the reason why I was stitching them loosely is so that it can give that effect of stretching. So after you cut it, you deal with the first strand of strap, you pull onto this, and that will have created for you one strap without having to start all over again. Take the other one, you also pull the yarn, snip the end a bit. Okay, so I told you guys I need 3 straps. So from here I'm going to cut this again. You put the ends together and find the midsection, and I cut. Do what I did for the other one, pull onto the ends. Yeah. Other people also like to work the straps from the actual bralettes, but for this design I decided to do it separately. So what you're going to do, because I wanted it to have a different kind of varied strap. So from the tip where we were working our space 1, our chain 1, you're going to take this one of the shorter straps that I've put into half, and then I'm going to attach it back into my work. Okay, put it in between the chain 1, and then you are going to almost like you're tying a simple knot. So in between these two straps will come in between. Okay, put the two straps like that, and you make sure you're working if you know where your right side is, but if you don't know, it's also okay. You take the other one with the short strap again, and then you put it in between the chain one, and you put the straps in between. So far my straps, I have two straps at the top, and now you're going to interlace the long strap, which is supposed to be the one for the waist, in between the bikini caps. So what you do is, from the side you're comfortable from working with, you take this loose end, then it's like almost like lacing up. You're lacing up, but you're lacing up using a crochet hook. So you keep taking the strings in between you remember those holes we created at the bottom base of your cup? That's where you're going. You can also just do it with your hand. You don't have to use the crochet hook. I'll show you how to use your hand in the next one. Just make sure you get to the end. Okay, so this one, let me show you how you do it with your hand. So the other end, I'm using the other end. First of all, I need the help of my hook to get it at least in between. One. Then now, when you're using your hand, you'll have to use the edge of the strap. So we'll be going in between here, in between the holes with your hand. It's not a must you use the hook. We are almost done with our bikini. It was very simple. Anyone can do it. I believe in you. I'd also like if you guys would tag me in your work. If I had inspired you on Instagram, you can always show me and tag me. I am always happy to hear from you guys. So yeah, after you put it in, what I like to do is I like to hold the ends, then I pull everything to the middle. Yes, to the middle. That makes sure everything is aligned. So after I pull everything to the middle, now I even out my bikini. So after I even it out, my bikini will be looking like this. This is my final product. Now give me a minute, let me wait and show you guys how it's looking like on my body. Okay. So if you're looking for more support, that is to pull up the girls, you can do this design. Basically what I did is the top straps that I took, I tied a knot here. If you can see, I tied a knot using the top strap and the strap that is supposed to be going to the waist. So if you need like a push-up effect on your bikini, you can decide to do this. From this design you can see the difference. It's not, it's okay this way, but it's not giving that push-up effect. So if you needed to have that push-up effect, you can do the other one where you take this strap, this one that has gone to the neck, then this side you match the right side to the right side. You don't crisscross them. You use this side, you take it, the end of it, and then you tie it here. You find a hole, you take it through, and then you tie a knot there to where you feel more comfortable as to where you want the leg to occur. And you do the same to that, and then it will look like the other.